Check one. What's up, y'all? We're back with another one. We got a new angle today. Had to put the face cam on. You see. Let me make sure this is going for y'all. It says it's on. I need to make sure it's working. Okay, cool. I got the settings kind of set to where it's supposed to be too, so hopefully this does well for everybody. Alright. What's up, y'all? Today we're going to show you how to burn 1,300 calories fast. Now, is it fast? It's as fast as it needs to be. This is the fastest way you're going to burn it the right way. So, keep that in mind. Let me go ahead and copy the link. I'm getting our heart rate back up. I have to swing it out, son, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta swing it out. Copy link. So y'all get to see my crazy faces I make during cardio. I don't really make too many. I just go with what I need to go with. Not now. All right. Get my headphones on. Heart rate's zone 1 right now. So we're bringing it up. My chat should be good. A little stretches in my neck. Get that heart rate up. Held back the enemy tanks for a while. Alright, we're at 124 beats per minute. Heard that father was gone. Yeah. A lot of movements. As you see, it's just not my legs moving. My whole upper body, head, neck, and everything. It was frosting around, broke free. And again, there's really no fast way to do this, but this is the fastest way you'll be able to do it safely. So it may not be fast in time, but your body's gonna be going fast. If that makes sense. You see. Ah. Woo. You'll see that I really enjoy cardio. There are times where you really enjoy it, and maybe it's the fact that I enjoy pushing myself to that point now. But it takes you a while to get to that point to where you can be comfortable with the uncomfortable. And there's always another level of uncomfortable too. So always be willing to challenge yourself. Default. Heart rate 135, so we're right in zone 3. A note when he heard that father was gone. The mic should be a little better too. It's less of a noise filter on it, so should be able to hear a lot more. But it still should be clear. You shouldn't be able to hear too much of the other stuff. I still go down. Sign with all of us down. This is double. Yeah, y'all should be able to hear even better. Yeah. Yes, sir. Serious, like, mm-hmm. Sweat's coming down. 149 on the heart rate. Thanks for few hundred. Oh my god. Share the link on this too. Her father was gone. That's my brightness so low. I think that'll work. Photographs hidden away. Sunday with no rubber stamp. Oh, he wasn't there. Heart rate's 122. We're in zone 2. $150 on the heart rate. I'll do that now. Get your shit out, gang. Tap. Put this on the set. Just some of that. Hey. Definitely do that. I get finished. No, 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 no. I'm gonna announce. Mm. 155 on the heart rate. Back in replay. Yeah. Screw, screw. Screw. Shots on. Rah. I can get it. Stop listening. My demons won't stop whispering. Yeah. On day, hey, on day, here's screw, calling, transmitting, all in. Music is a great way to just help this pass by a little bit faster. Excuse me. Heart rate's 152, so I think we're in zone 3. Yeah, 148 now. Everything's tight. My back's engaged. My core's engaged. I'm not leaning forward on the handles. I'm keeping my back straight. I'm using my muscle to support my back. Now, in the beginning, you might need to lean off a little bit more because you may not have the endurance in your back, or you may not have the strength in your back to just keep yourself upright, especially if you're a little bit more overweight. So don't worry if you can't just sit upright. You know, you'll get to that point. It took me a while to get to that point, to build my core, to build my endurance, to be able to do that. So, but I encourage you to keep challenging yourself to support your own bones with your muscle, because the more you do that, the better your posture gets, and the more your muscle can grow in those areas. So focus on, if you've been leaning on the handles for a little bit too long and it gets uncomfortable, get off the handles and use your back to support yourself. We're about 284 active calories in, 30 minutes in. Move time. We're going to bring it back down to zone 2 though, because we've been in zone 3 for a bit. And we want to get some zone 2 action. Like I'm so see yours do we do stand see Break up. Good time to check your emails as well. And all your other messages, shoot. We're gonna break away. Heart rate's 122, so we brought it down some. I was at 155 for a good minute. We've been in zone 2 only 9 minutes. The rest we've been in zone 3, so monitor that heart rate, y'all. Make sure you're in the proper zones. Again, there's nothing wrong with being in zone 3, but when you're in that zone, you're depleting more of your carbs and you're depleting a little bit of your muscle. Zone 4 is more muscle depletion, or at least it dips into your protein stores. So again, you can also be in zone 4 for a good amount of time, smaller amount of time, of course, but you want to back down off of that after a little while. Kind of how athletes do sprint intervals. They do about a 30-second sprint and then they rest for about a minute. So you want to, for these longer rides, you want to stay in the lower zone, like zone 2, so you're just burning fat. That way we can still build our muscle. So it's all about what zone you're in, and you have to monitor that, because you can't, I mean, you could just guess off the top of your head, but you're going to be shooting for the stars at that point. You have to know your body really well. I'm not saying you need to have a watch, but you need to have enough experience with your body to know, like, just off your head, what zone you're in. For me now, I know I'm in zone 2, 122. My heart can kind of tell which zone I'm in. My brain kind of knows, like, what my heart feels like when it's in which zone. Bringing my heart rate up, I can just pedal a little bit harder and faster. I can hold the weights in my hand while I'm doing it, and that gives me the ability to increase my zone. But here, how I'm just talking with y'all right now, it's easy to talk. I'm easy to breathe. I can hold on a conversation a lot easier at zone 122 heart rate. So for me, zone 2 is anything from 111 to 131. Anything above that's going to be the higher zones. You get in zone 4 and zone 5, it's going to be more grunts. You're not going to be able to talk as much. So keep that in mind as well. Check my message here. I'm gonna have to tell you when I'm off stream. I'm streaming right now, but it's pretty insane. I had a little crazy dream last night, y'all. It was good, but it was crazy at the same time. So. Whew. All right. Zone 2 right now. It's 124 on the heart rate. We stand to burn at least, and I mean at least, 1,300 calories to this ride. This is the fastest way. Well, other forms of cardio, you can probably burn a little bit more in less time, like running. But those are also more strenuous on your joints and your knees. So the reason I like cycling is because it's less impact on your knees. And most people's knees start going around the age of 40. I'm 34, so it's going to take me, I think my knees are pretty decent right now. So I'm trying to look out for them as much as possible. I believe this will help more. And you could still, another reason I like cycling as a form of cardio, I can sustain it for longer periods of time. Yeah, cardio is excellent, man. It really does give you, I guess, what they call a runner's high. It's incredible for your body. Like every time I finish cardio, I just feel like, man, amazing for the rest of the day. So I'm thinking about doing it even more throughout the week. Right now, I just do it twice a week, Monday and Wednesday. So I'm probably going to add another day, like Friday, in there. I probably won't go for as many calories as I am right now. We tend to do 1,300 before cool down. One day we did 1,500 total active calories. So it was about 1,400 on the ride and then another 100 on the cool down. But it's amazing. It's great for recovery too. Like if you ever get the muscle soreness and stuff like that, you know how people do the myofascial release, they'll like foam roll on their body. Best thing for me is just cardio because my muscles are getting a consistent blood flow to them, which is really nice. Oh, there was this girl in my dream, had a crazy part in it. I told her I'd tell her off stream. But the crazy part, obviously, you know, the same kind of dreams I've been having with fucking conflicts with people. But it was pretty nuts. I can't explain it. But I woke up feeling pretty good, put it that way. Jeez. T says, no video from Brody last night. I wonder if there will be one today. Yeah, I saw that. He ended up commenting on 2 of my old videos. He said in my last video, I made the one with Arnold. I'll read it out for y'all here. Open this up. He said, for one, I don't do drugs. And then he says, and going to bodybuilding competitions don't make you strong, LOL. I just lift to stay in shape, which he's clearly not in shape, but then called me a keyboard warrior. But never did I say going to a bodybuilding competition made you strong. So what I told him was, because he wouldn't let me reply directly to his message because he has me blocked. Even on my own channel, I can't reply. So I just tagged him and I put, that's a powerlifting meet trophy, but I don't expect someone who would steal from their job to be able to read very well either. Maybe one day you'll have the courage to not only compete, but the strength to actually get first place. Best of luck, big man. So, yeah, he must have not watched the entire video all the way through and saw where I was holding up the trophy. That it's a powerlifting trophy, not a bodybuilding trophy. But let me guess, you got into it? Hell no, not with Brody's bitch ass. But it was me getting into it with somebody. I actually don't know who this person was. His face I've never seen in my life, but it was pretty intense. Oh my goodness. But yeah, all those dang dreams. I don't know why he didn't post a video. Maybe he saw. Damn, must have gotten to him with the comments. I guess. LOL. Maybe it was the profile pic on your YouTube. Oh my god. That's insanity. Y'all, I gotta take a piss. I'm at about 390 active calories. I'll do another 10 active calories and I'll take a quick piss. Whew. I may have a little. That was insanity. Alright, we got about 7 active calories to go. So 7, 9. How many times where I worked? 44 minutes in. 44. Excuse me. I had 2 active calories to go. Take me a little piss. Alright, 399. 400. Go ahead and pause this thing. Alright, I'll be right back, yo. Whew. Whew. Getting these 1,300 active calories burned, y'all. Even though I'm off the cycle, my heart rate is still at 128. Because your heart rate doesn't just come down that quick like that, so. Let's get on here. Start getting back into it, you see. Hey now. Good. Hey now. Hey. Alright, I can hear him now. Okay. 118 on the heart rate. Add the calories, 412. Jaleel, yeah. Get down again. Ah, ah. Get your electrolytes, yo. Don't want to skimp on those. So I formatted my computer over the last 2 days, and it still has this thing to where every time I restart, not every time, but 9 times out of 10 when I restart it, it gives me this gray folder with the question mark. They're saying like it doesn't want to boot into my hard drive every time or my hard disk every time when I start it up, which is crazy. So I don't know if I need to take it apart and see if all the connections are in there tightly, or just get a whole new hard disk. But we'll have to see. I wonder if I could just use my external hard drive, upload the OS onto that, or download the OS onto that, and do it from there. I'm pretty sure I could. I'll probably look into that over the weekend or when I have some time. I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going to get my place, so I need to get a few things in order and make sure before I actually get a place anywhere, because I need to have some good employment where I'm going. But I got a couple places in mind, a couple options. But yeah, you know how it is with life. Nothing's guaranteed. So you always got to be turning. Wheels got to keep turning. But we'll get it. We won't give up. Never beat yourself up for how many times you fall. Be proud of yourself for how many times you get back up. I saw that quote today. I was like, that's absolutely right. Absolutely. Heart rate, probably in zone 3. 128, we're coming up to zone 3. Excuse me. Now we're in zone 3 at 133. I could just tell there's like a level of output that I have that I know this is going to put me to zone 3. $144, higher into zone 3 kind of. I used to do my entire rides on zone 3 because I had my zones messed up on my watch. And you can definitely feel it in your muscles when you go for a good 2 hours on zone 3. It's like they have a slight tightness and soreness at the very end of it. So you gotta constantly be moving them in different angles and stuff. A lot of head movement, of course, because your blood just doesn't stop in your legs or your arms. You got to circulate it through your entire body. That's why I don't recommend like just holding on to the handlebars like this and just again, like I said, if you're obese, you don't have the core strength or back strength to keep yourself upright the whole time, you might need to use the bars in the beginning to help you stabilize yourself. But continuously back off the bars as much as possible so you can give those muscles in your back and your core the opportunity to engage. Helps your posture, helps the blood flow, helps everything. So keep your shoulders kind of rolled back. You know what I'm saying? Don't be hunched forward. Keep them rolled back. Get that blood going through them. Kind of twist your wrist sometimes when you're, get the blood a chance to come through your hands. Again, if you're just gripping onto the handlebars, a lot of times people grip too tight, and that kind of cuts the blood flow off of your fingers and your hands. You don't want that when you're doing cardio. You want to keep the blood going throughout your entire body. See, our legs and our feet and everything are getting a lot of stimulation with the blood flow. So what we want to do is to continue that through our whole body up here. Excuse me. So we want to continue that. We don't want to leave any weak links in our body. I mean, it goes up straight to the head. We're going to keep that going and going and going, But yeah, keep your shoulders rolled back. Keep your head straight up high. Don't slouch forward. Don't lean forward. Because how we do anything is how we do everything. You keep giving yourself little crutches and things like, oh, I got bars here, I'm going to lean on them. I got this or that. Like I said, if you're a beginner, you're going to need those a little bit more. But focus on constantly like, oh yeah, I'm on the bar now. Let me try to see what it feels like getting off the bar. And let that, marinate. Before you know it, all your muscles will start working together. Your upper back muscles, your lower back muscles. Excuse me. Everything starts getting like a well-oiled machine, which is what we want. Yeah. Bam, 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 bam. I feel hunger. It's the hunger. Also, these weights are really good. Little 3-pound weights. It might take you a bit to build up to that, like being able to hold weights while you're doing it. But try to keep them up. You know what I'm saying, like that. That way, it helps your blood flow at your upper body as well. Almost like you're hitting yourself in your shoulders with the weights. You know what I'm saying? Keep them high. Like when you're boxing, they say keep your hands up. Similar concept. You don't got to hold them this high. You can get some more blood flow, but I like going about right here. And I keep them slightly angled. I don't keep them perfectly straight. I don't keep them like that. I keep them about a 45. A guardian angel. Cold winds blow. 151 on the heart rate right now. It will increase your heart rate holding on to these weights. So be mindful of that. You don't got to hold on to them the whole time. But every once in a while, it's good to pick them up. Even when you don't have weights in your hand, kind of keep the same form when you're doing it with your hands. Give them a little twist. Twist and shout, you know what I'm saying? Give your muscles a good chance to adapt to what you're doing to them. Like, you don't want to get too sore. You don't want to, force anything, obviously. But you want to get a nice stimulus to everything. And your form will thank you. Your body will thank you. Not to mention, when it's time to get rest at the end of the night, you'll be tired enough to actually stay asleep. Now, I'm not talking about Mr. Brody talking about, oh, I'll take 7 scoops of pre-workout. Don't ever, ever, ever do anything like that. That's the most ignorant thing you can do. And then he wonders why in his last video he was like, yeah, man, I've been up since 3 a.m. every night. I just can't sleep. Keep taking pre-workout and whatever else you're taking, man. You're not prioritizing rest. What do you think's going to happen? Like I said, for his body weight, he should be way stronger than what he is. That's what happens when you don't prioritize rest. So, rest. Some people argue, and I'm a firm believer in this as well, that rest is sometimes even more important than the training itself. Because if you don't get proper recovery, all that training you did just means nothing, really. You can't recover. You're overtrained. Your energy levels tank. Your cortisol levels raise. Training is incredible when you do the right doses of training, because all that does is it's a healthy stress that we put on ourselves when we train. But we have to recover from that as well. You can't just spam arms or spam legs or spam back. You got to give yourself time in between to train and then the proper rest at night to recover. So when you wake up, you have the energy levels to hit it hard. So prioritize recovery, prioritize nutrition, and then your training is going to just skyrocket. If you're one of those people that have trouble getting sleep at night, maybe take like a CBD gummy or something. It doesn't have to be too crazy. Take something that'll, help you fall asleep and stay asleep. But you got to be careful because stuff, anything you can build a tolerance to. Even caffeine. There was a time where I was taking caffeine like every day before like pre-workout, and it just wasn't really affecting me like it did in the beginning. Same with gummies. Back in the day, I would take gummies and my milligram would have to keep getting higher and higher and higher because my body was getting used to just taking it at the same time every day or night. So it's more beneficial sometimes to just take a tolerance break from everything than to just keep up in your dose. You spend more money when you do that, and it's just a never-ending cycle of increasing the dose. And you definitely don't want to do too much caffeine or anything for that matter. So be mindful. Now I only take caffeine 2 times a week. It's the day before cardio. Like today I took some. Monday I took some. The rest of the week I won't be taking any caffeine. So you don't have to take it every day. And I noticed Monday when I did take it, I was up a little bit later than I normally would have been. So it did have an effect on my sleep. I think I only got like 5 hours that night. So yesterday when I trained, I wasn't as at my peak level as I could have been. I still had a great session, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it could have been greater with that full 7 to 9 hours of sleep that's recommended. If you're not getting at least 7 to 9 hours, like I said, some days or some nights you may only 5, 3, 4, 6 hours may be in the cards for you, like Goggins said. And if it is, like he said, Merry fucking Christmas. But hey, you don't just say, oh, I didn't get sleep, I'm not going to train. Now you're still going to train. You just may not be training at the level you could as if you had that 7. So it's important to try to prioritize your sleep as much as possible. Optimize your recovery. Heart rate, 118. So we're in zone 2. That's good. We've been in zone 2 for 30 minutes out of 63. We were probably in zone 1 for about 3 to 4 minutes. The rest has probably been in zone 3. So healthy amount of zone 3. Probably take some more electrolytes here, huh? Got like a hair in my eye. That's one of the most annoying things you can have, is especially when you're doing cardio, is a little hair in your eye. But we still go through. Hell, on the old stationary cycle I had, I remember busting my knee open on the resistance thing knob here, and it fucking opened my damn leg up to where blood was falling all the way down my shin. And this was in the beginning stage of me getting decent at cardio. And I was just like, man, I'm going to keep going. Screw it. It ended up, drying, but I had like a long little streak of blood there. But, shoot, you just keep powering through your injuries. Before, I used to tape my toes and stuff up. I would get like bad rashes sometimes halfway through. I would keep going. Then I'd have like a blister. Or I would have a little cut in between my toe, like where my toenail is. So I started taping up my toes to help protect from that friction, I don't recommend just any tape, because when you're going for long rides like this, the sweat is going to wear that tape off and it's just going to fall off. So there's a medical grade tape that I use. It's Leuko tape, Leuko P. I'll type it in the chat so y'all know how to spell it. Let me go ahead and open it up for y'all. This is my chat. Right here. Wait. I'll get to it first. Shoot. Getting ahead of yourself, sir. View channel. Chat. Or I would type it, but I'm going too fast to sit there and type on here. I can do it on my phone easier. Leuko Tape P. That's what you want to use when you're taping up your toes for long bouts of cardio like this. Also, like I mentioned before, 4D padded cycling shorts. They're tight, they wick sweat away, but they have these pads in the back that is essential for longer rides. So make sure that, that helps ensure that you don't get rashes in between your groin and bumps and on your ass because you can get some pretty bad rashes. I remember once, excuse me, I had like a horseshoe of rash. It looked like someone was just whipping me on my backside, and it was just damn. It ended up scabbing up too, so you don't want that to happen. So I'm telling y'all this to give you some heads up so you don't have to go through that, because it sucks having a rash like that and then having to get back on the cycle with that. Can make it can take longer to heal when you're putting more friction on something that's already injured. So if you don't get injured in the first place, you don't got to worry about healing from it. That's why I recommend that tape, and I recommend 40 padded cycling shorts. You can get those shorts on Amazon. Sometimes they sell packs of 2. I don't really recommend getting those because the last time I got one of those, the pad, every time I washed it, I think it only lasted for about a couple months before the pads started, like, it broke off, and then I couldn't get it back in the spot it was supposed to be in. So you may have, spend a little bit extra money on and get one pair that are better quality. And now I have about 3 pairs that they cost a little bit more, but the pad has stayed in, the spot that it's supposed to be in. It stayed in place. So much rather have something that's going to work and last longer than getting a 2-pack of something that's cheaper and it doesn't even last a couple months, Excuse me. We're about 600 active calories in. And we're doing it. I'm going to have to take another pee break because this damn electrolytes are going through me now, along with the caffeine use. But that's all good. Like I said, as long as your heart rate is staying elevated, you're good to go. Heart rate right now is about 115. Well, no, I'm sorry, 125. Coming up to zone 3. Yep, we're at 130. $142. Now we're in zone 3. We're going to bring it back down some. We've been in zone 3 21 minutes, it says, out of 70. Pretty decent. Oh yeah. Boom, 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 boom. 620 active calories burned in 71 minutes. I think I'm gonna make me a chicken sandwich for lunch. Sounds good. $138 on the heart rate. Still zone 3. Bring it down some. Pushing it in. Yeah. Keeping that heart rate up. We're at 144 now, though. Still zone 3 action. If you're more advanced, you can stay in the zone 3 for about an hour, sometimes 3 hours, you know. It takes a little bit more time to get to that level. But zone 2 is generally the fat burning zone. You're going to burn a little bit more calories in zone 3. Some of those calories, though, are going to be coming from your carbohydrate stores, your glycogen. So be mindful of that. Make sure when you're done with your cardio, if you're in zone 3 a lot, store back up on those carbs. You're going to need them. In fact, you can have it just half fake. It's like a little kid still believing in magic. It takes a lot of sacrifice, but without a loneliness, one tool. You'll definitely feel it in your muscle when you're getting in them higher zones. All your muscles will start to work together more. Build that muscular endurance as well. Excuse me. 662 on the active calories. A lot of people like just sitting down scrolling on their phone. You could do that while you're on cardio. You don't gotta be sitting down doing nothing. Habit stacking is what it's called. If you have a habit of sitting down or you have a habit of scrolling on your phone, stack that with a good habit like doing cardio. A lot of people have those walking pads now at their desk when they're doing computer work. That's excellent. Get you a stand-up desk that you can have a walking pad at. Highly recommend it for people with sit-down jobs. For a while, I was like, when I was at my computer, I would just get on my knees so my whole upper body could be straight up. But that's not good for your knees, obviously. So Be mindful of that. You got a job where you got to be on your knees doing something, like on a hard concrete. I think they sell those knee pads. Invest in stuff like that, because the amount of money it's going to take to get surgery on your knees when they go out, it's going to be way more than it costs to get those pads. So get you some good ones. Don't get the cheap ones. Oh, I'm going to get the cheap pads. Get you the best quality you can find that are going to save your knees for the long run, because that surgery is going to cost way more money than it is for a good pair of pads. So invest in your health. A lot of people be like, I'm going to get the cheap ones so I can afford to drink this weekend. Yeah. Okay, I mean, you have free will. Do what you want to do, but that's what I would recommend, is take the money away from that stuff that's tearing you down and put it towards something that's going to keep you going. Not only for your own safety, but for the people you work around. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, you're making it unsafe for the people around you, especially in these jobs where you're operating heavy machinery, or there's a lot of weight involved in things you're doing. I can't stand seeing stuff like that. But I'm at about 688 calories. Once we hit 700, I'm going to take another piss. Get some active calories going with some electrolytes. What's on my... We're pushing ourselves past our limits. Get out the saddle here for a second. Just got my mouth cam. Mouth cam going, huh? 696. 4 calories to go. We'll use that bathroom real quick. Heart rate's 131 beats per minute. 698. 699. And we're at 700. We're going to take another pee break for the caffeine. Need to get a catheter for this. And I don't pee that much. I used to pee like 4 to 5 times when I was doing my 100-kilometer rides. About 4 to 5 times per session. Now it's about 3, maybe 4. When I don't take caffeine, though, it's maybe 2. So caffeine is a diuretic, which does cause you to lose more water. So be mindful of that. All right, we're done. It never takes too long either. Just get in and get out. Start going. Got the eye cam. Check my eyes. All right. Nice little hamstring stretch in there. Bring the heart rate back up. It's at 114, so we're still zone 2. Make sure you're breathing too when you're exercising. Plenty of water. You don't want to cramp up. Plenty of electrolytes, because that can cause you to cramp too. Lack of electrolytes If you're cramping a lot, chances are you're dehydrated. When I used to run and do stuff when I was younger, I would cramp all the time. And what was my diet? Kool-Aid, soda. Sugar is also a diuretic, y'all. So keep in mind that if you're taking in a lot of sugar, it's taking a lot of water out of your body, making it harder for you to be hydrated. So don't be consuming a bunch of sugar. Even if you're drinking it, you're eating it, that stuff's not going to do well for you. Keep your back straight, a nice posture going, your shoulders rolled back, plenty of electrolytes, and watch how your body adapts over time. Also get those 40 padded cycling shorts and get some chamois cream. Chamois is another word for that pad that's in those cycling shorts. You can rub that, in between the creases of your groin, on the areas like on your buttocks, and somewhat on the cream too, to help prevent the rashing that occurs with long cardio rides. You definitely don't want to get those rashes, I'm telling y'all. You don't want to get bumps. It makes it so painful. So keep doing cardio. And don't get me wrong, even when I did have the rashing and the bumps, I would still do my cardio, but I would have to sit certain ways and I'd have to do other things just to not feel it. And that would sacrifice my form sometimes. So don't sacrifice form. Just get the proper equipment. And like I said too, if you're a beginner, depending on your body weight, you may not need those things just yet because you're not going to be able to ride that long. But if you are overweight, since you have so much extra weight on your body, just sitting on your butt like that is going to make it a lot more uncomfortable. So just go ahead and get those things that you need. Like I said, you may have to use the handlebars a little bit more, lean forward, but always focus on getting off as much as you can of the handlebars. And yeah, you're going to get more rashing occur if you are overweight as well, because you got a lot more skin in those areas and extra tissue that's going to be rubbing up against each other. That's why you're going to need that cream to reduce friction. But if you're too overweight, obviously, I don't even recommend like cycling or running because your joints and your friction. You might have to just do some pool exercises. Being in the pool is one of the best things you can do at that weight. So do the best with what you have. Your absolute best. $70, $80, $90. Your time. We pushing. Again, this may not seem like it's fast. We're riding for about 2 hours and some change, 2.5 hours. But this is the fastest way to do it in a healthy manner. I mean, if you just cut your calories in half, you're going to be way too depleted. Yeah, you're going to lose weight, but you're not going to sustain that. You're going to get too hungry. Your energy levels are going to tank. And you're not going to be able to sustain that weight loss because you're going to get so hungry to the point where you're like, I can't take this anymore. Just give me a pizza. Give me something. And that's where the weight starts coming back. So we don't want to reduce calories so much. And we don't want to kill ourselves training either, to the point where you're just in zone 5 the whole time. Your heart rate's about to feel like you're about to have a heart attack. Stay around the zone 2 area. That's the fat burning zone. Right now I'm in zone 2. Like I said, you can come up to zone 3 too. You can even be in zone 4 and zone 5 sometimes. But the higher the zone that you go, the less amount of time you're going to be in that zone. So you may want to, when you're doing these longer rides like this, you're going to think, oh man, this is too easy. I need to go a little faster. That's fine. You can do that. But again, don't stay in that zone, because then you're going to start losing muscle. A lot of things are going to happen. Like right now, I'm not going fast at all. You see how my legs are going. My heart rate's only at 117. That's still zone 2. And I know I can go way harder and way faster than this. But what we're doing is we're staying in this zone for a purpose, and that purpose is to burn fat. Most people I talk to, they're like, I want to burn fat and build muscle. So this is how we do it. We stick to the process. We stay in a steady state of cardio. We don't go below zone 2. If we do, it's normally for a warm-up or a cool-down. If we're in zone 1, it's always on a warm-up. And then when we start cooling down, we'll get closer to zone 1 before we stop it. But you need to be in a steady state. So when I hear people say, I get my cardio in at work. Well, if you have a laborious job, you may get some at work, but there's going to be times where you're stopped and you're doing something at your job or at your station, and your heart is not in a steady state at that point. It comes back down to zone 1. So you're not going to burn as many calories, obviously. You'll still burn some. But for your heart to be in a steady state, you got to maintain that state that you're in, which is normally zone 2 for the fat burn zone. You're still burning fat in zone 1, but you're not burning as much as if you were in zone 2. So when you're doing cardio and you're keeping yourself at zone 2 in a steady state, then you're done and you go to work, you're going to be getting what's called active recovery, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. It's called NEAT. Because you're still going to be moving around doing your daily activities. You're just not in a steady state. You're going to burn a lot of calories through your NEAT as well. Typically more than you will in your actual exercise. But this is important so you're able to eat, because me, I've always been a big eater. Growing up, I always like to eat a lot, This is what allows me to be able to eat a lot without getting excess calories and those calories turning into fat. My calories can just fuel my muscle, and the amount of activity I do, whether it's through exercise or non-exercise activity thermogenesis, helps me burn those extra calories. So when you look at my body, it's more, you see mostly muscle. I have a low body fat percentage. I'm about 11% body fat right now. So I've been single digit before. What happens when you get single digit? You get more hungry, your energy levels go down more. So it's harder to sustain that. Unless you're on something like TRT or something that's going to be helping you burn more and stuff. That's, if you have to be on that, it's all fine and dandy. But for the natural people like me, it takes a little bit more work. And you got to be stricter on your diet if you want the best out of your results. And for me, being in single digit and natural it takes a lot of my energy out. And I'm more hungry more often. So healthy, I've noticed for my own body, around 11% is to where I can still feel full. I still have good energy levels. I can do more throughout the day as well. So my body likes being around 11%, 150 pounds, 150, up to 154, 155 sometimes, and sometimes as low as 149. But I've been hovering around the 153 marker recently because I like having that one extra snack in a day. So I'll eat 6 times a day. I normally have a breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner, snack, and then I'll have another snack at the end of the night, depending on how hungry I am. But it's a lot more sustainable. Heart rate's at 117, 118 now, so we're right in zone 2. We've been in zone 2 now for 55 minutes. We're coming up on 800 active calories burned. We're at 798 right now. And we're an hour and 34 minutes in. Normally we start our cool down at the 2 hour and 20 minute marker, and then we'll be finished by the 2 hour and 30 minute marker. So it's about a 10-minute cool down for me. And I'll do a reverse pedal on the cool down as well. So we gonna get there, and we gonna get it done. So since we're about halfway done, I'm about halfway done with my electrolytes too. I like to take this with my whole session of cardio. These are key nutrient electrolytes mixed with EAAs. The brand of EAAs are Brute. I'm not sponsored by them, but that's just what I take. And the flavor is sour gummy worms is my favorite one. Key Nutrients I'm also not sponsored by, but I've done a lot of research on electrolytes, and they have the widest spectrum of electrolytes for the best price. And you can find both of those on Amazon. I believe the flavor I got was pink lemonade this time. Really good. Normally the lemonade's the cheaper one because I guess less people like lemonade. They like the other flavors like blueberry and stuff, so they can sell those for like a couple dollars more. But lemonade, you can get a pretty good deal on that one. I believe it's 60 servings, so it lasts quite a bit. It lasts up to 2 months if you're doing it every single day. But I don't take, well, I take that back. I do pretty much take them every day because electrolytes are also responsible for your muscles' ability to contract. So I always take it during exercise, even if I'm lifting weights. I'll take electrolytes. So keep all these things in mind. Maybe a lot at once to remember, but the more you hear it, the more it stays in your mind, and the less you have to actually think about what it does because you already know it. And then once you start applying it, it's really not hard to remember because it's like brushing your teeth. You don't got to think about how do I do this anymore. You just know how to do it after a while of doing it. I hope y'all brush your teeth, by the way. That's very nasty if you don't. But yeah, I know some people out there don't. Can't fathom it. Toothpaste is not expensive at all, and a toothbrush isn't either. It's just part of taking care of your body. Your hygiene is a part of that, so keep improving yourself in all aspects. I mean, sorry, 1 hour and 38 minutes in, 830 active calories burned. Putting in that work. We're in zone 2, 122 beats per minute on the heart rate. Gee. Now, cardio can be somewhat mundane because you're just doing the same motions over and over again for, an hour or 2 hours, whatever the case is. That's why I strongly encourage you to find a form of cardio that you enjoy so that you'll stick with it. For me, I really enjoy cycling. So for that reason, I'm able to stick with it longer. You can just zone out when you're doing it. No pun intended on the zone. Zone 2 right now. And you don't always need music when you're doing it too. But I like having music. I don't need it though. I've done plenty of streams with just me talking, no music involved. But in the beginning stages before I would stream, a lot of music I would have it on blast. And they would just take me. I would actually have this app on my phone. It's a DJ app. And I could sync the beats per minute of the song to how fast I was pedaling, which would give me a good representation of, how to continue that zone, how to continue that pace. And normally when you're keeping the same pace, your heart rate's going to stay around the same rate as well. So it's a good way to be like, okay. But the more you do it, like I said, the more you're going to know what zone you're in, because you're going to be familiar with how your heart feels in those certain zones. We're at 122 heart rate, 851 active calories. Coming up on 900, almost 1,000, about 180 away from 1,000. Typically, we burn anywhere from 1,200 to 1,300 active calories before we start our cool down. So that's a normal ride for us. It's typically around 500 calories per hour. We got about 18 minutes left before we hit the 2-hour marker, and we're at 855 active calories burned. So we'll be, roughly around that 500 calorie per hour marker, which is a healthy amount of calories to burn per hour. If you're doing, steady state cardio, you should at least be burning 500 calories per hour. That's at zone 2. Obviously, the higher the zone you're in, the more calories you're going to burn. But the calories that you burn are going to be coming from other sources like your carbs and your muscle, which is not really what we want for long periods of time, at least. It all depends on your goal as well. If your goal is like a marathon runner, then yes, you're going to be trying to be as fast as you can possible for as long as you can possible. You're not worried about holding on to muscle like that. That's why when you see a marathon runner's build, they look a lot more slim. They don't care about their 1 rep max. They don't care about getting real strong. But me, I like holding on to muscle as much as I can. Like I said, I did a powerlifting meet in 2016, so I like powerlifting. I also like looking nice as well, so I'm not just a powerlifter. I don't need to see, how much weight I can lift. Absolutely. I like relative strength. So by me being pound for pound as strong as I can be, that comes with taking my fat percentage down as much as possible, so I'm not in the higher weight classes. I can stay in a lower weight class and still lift a lot. When I competed in 2016, I want to say I was in like maybe 165. I think I was 175 weight class. And I wasn't as strong as I am now. And I weigh less than I did. Sorry. But I lift more than I did as well. So I went through some body recomposition, lost a lot of fat weight while still lifting and keeping and maintaining my muscle. So again, if you don't have access to weights, body weight exercises are incredible. You can build a great physique off calisthenics. That's just push-ups, pull-ups, body weight exercises. Excuse me. Bring the heart rate back up some. $880 calories burned. About 120 left before we hit 1,000. 15 minutes to go. And I think last time we timed it, we burned about 90 calories per 10 minutes. So that sounds about right with the 500 calorie per hour marker. Close to 8 or 9 calories per minute. Take some more electrolytes though, since we're so close. If you start feeling cramps anywhere, that's your sign. You need some more water, electrolytes. Oh yeah. Sometimes I'll get like a light cramp, not in my groin, but that inner thigh. That's when my body's like, yeah, man, you're doing too much and not getting enough back in. So I'm like, okay. I take a sip of this, a nice little gulp, and it's like that cramp goes away. $120 on the heart rate. 891 active calories burned. Coming up on 900. Once we hit 1,000, I'll probably use the bathroom again. Like I said, if you gotta use the bathroom, use the bathroom. Well, I heard some people talking just the other day, and they said you were gonna put me on the shelf. Let me tell you, I got some news for you, and you'll soon find out it's true. You had to eat your lunch all by yourself. You're gone, healing strong. This victory song. Ooh, my. Ooh, letter that you wrote me made me stop and wonder why. Well, I guess you built like you had to set things right. 908 active calories. To see the stars and still not see the light. You're gone, strong. I will sing this victory song. Heart rate's 132. We're in zone 3. I saw that, you see. Yeah. Yes, sir. My head looks like a chicken. You want to get that movement, though, all the way through your body. Absolutely. Heaven knows it wasn't you who set me free. 10 minutes to go. 920 active calories burned, excuse me. Burn right around 1,000. Whoo! We going though. We picking it up, putting it down. Pick up them weights. Mm-hmm. 940 active calories. We got about 60 to go. We're in zone 3. We're going to bring it down to zone 2. Bam, 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 bam. If y'all need someone to do cardio with, I got you. Keep it engaged. We've been in zone 3 for 30 minutes out of an hour and 54 minutes, so a good 10 to 40 minute range is good if you're staying in zone 2 for the most part. For being in zone 3, you want to be in zone 3 maybe 10 to 40 minutes. Unless you're going for speed and endurance, you could stay in zone 3 longer. Like you're training for a race, you could do that as well. Yeah. 30 calories to go. Before we hit 1,000. About 25 now. We got about 3 minutes before we hit the 2-hour mark. Close to 500 calories per hour. It's a manageable amount. Like I said, you can do more depending on which zone you're in and your abilities. 978. About 15 calories to go before we hit 1,000. Just under 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. 10 calories to go, 9 calories to go before we hit 1,000. A minute and 20 to go. Or say a minute and 15. We'll definitely hit that 1,000 calories per hour. 2 hours, I'm sorry. 500 per hour. 995 active calories burned. 1 hour and 59 minutes and 20 seconds. Nine hundred ninety-nine, 1,000 active calories burned. We're gonna take a quick pee break, yo. I'm getting a call. Hold on 1 second. I don't know if I can answer from here. All right, let me get this call. Heart rate's 124, 1,010 active calories burned. Available. Try calling back. Hey, why's my headphone doing that? Making this robotic sound. Yeah, you there? Hello? Can you hear me? Hold on one. Yeah. Yeah, I'm streaming, but what do you got? Yeah? Hmm. Hmm. Hold on, you're breaking up. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh man. I was wondering why the listing price was 10 grand. I'm like, that's kind of low for that. Hmm. Yeah. Well, go ahead. Okay. I'll call you when I'm done here. All right. Sounds good. I'll call you when I get done. Bye. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. Heart rate's still in zone two. Got some business to take care of after this, so a lot of different things I'm looking at right now. Get some electrolytes back in. Woo! 1,041 active calories burned, 2 hours and 5 minutes in. We had about 15 minutes before we do our cool down. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, yeah. Definitely needs replacing on that. It's kind of overgrown. Oh, wow. It's like all the insulation's fucking tore down off that thing. Mm, okay. 116 on the heart rate. Whew. Making moves, y'all, making moves. You can still make calls and messages while you're doing cardio. Now, obviously, when I first started cardio, I wasn't as coordinated to just be scrolling on my phone, typing to people, getting on the phone, doing this and that. But the more you stick to cardio, your body gets used to those movements and adapts, and you're able to like add on more things on top of that. You can go ahead and scroll through your phone. I remember when I first started trying to message on my phone, I was shaking so much I couldn't like type right, but I kept training myself to be able to do it. And now I'm pretty efficient with all that stuff. 1,093 active calories burned. 2 hours and 13 minutes in. If I don't hit 1,200 by the 2 hour and 20 minute marker, I'll just keep going until I hit 1,200 before I do the cool down. Because the stream is titled How to Burn 1,300 active calories. That's what we're going for. On my off days, when I don't do cardio, I burn around 500 active calories. So we just now hit 1,100. Keep pushing it up. I gave my dad a super long message to read. He's probably gonna be like, what the heck? Damn near wrote a novel. He won't be able to read it on the road though, so I told him I'd call him once I get finished with this. Make sure I'm getting enough water and electrolytes. Whew. Oh, Whew. Ba-dum-bum. 2 hours and coming up on 2 hours and 18 minutes. 1,130 active calories burned. Got about 70 to go for the cool down. Excuse me. 1,140 active calories burned. About 60 to go. We'll hit the 2 hour and 20 minute marker before we actually hit the 1,200. So we'll keep going for the 1,200. It's like about 6 minutes on top of where we're at now. $1,150. About 50 more active calories to go. Coming up on 1160 active calories. Eleven hundred and 61, so we got about 39 to go. 39, you see. Ooh, looks good. Okay. We have about 30 more to go. We're at 2 hours and 23 minutes in. Pretty good time we're making. We burned more last, 2 days ago. I was in a lot higher of a zone in the beginning. Right now we're at 1172. Coming up on about 25 active calories left. $25 active calories to go before we hit 1200. And then we'll start our cool down. Getting it. $1180 active calories burn. We're in zone 2. About 20 to go. Sweat's coming down my sides. Less than 15. Excuse me. 13 active calories to go before we start our cool down. $10 to go. Then we'll start our cool down. minutes in zone 2. We've been in zone 2 for an hour and 40 minutes, which is good. We want to be in zone 2 for the majority of this ride. Those higher zones that we were in earlier on Friday, I took some out of my muscle, so but it didn't take too much because I wasn't in them for too long. Three to go before cooldown. 2. We're going to slowly start our reverse pedal once we hit that 1200 calorie mark. And slow down here. We're at 1200. Slow down for the reverse pedal. Naturally slow down. You just don't want to stop immediately and go into it. There we go. Now we're doing reverse pedal. We'll do this for about 100 active calories. It's great for recovery right here, for the knees, all that stuff. I can still get into it too with my upper body. You can get off the saddle for a bit too. This will bring up your heart rate some as well. (1213) active calories in. Heart rate's 133. We went back up to zone 3 for a bit. Oh yeah. About 79 to go on the active calorie marker. Oh yeah. 70 active calories to go. Zone 2, 120 active calories burned. Holding the weights up, just at an angle. Help that heart rate get up a little higher. $64 active calories left on our cool down, of course. $60 now. 124 on the heart rate. Some good zone 2 in. Zone 2 is nothing too crazy. Like I said, you could still maintain a conversation at zone 2. 1,246 active calories burned. Coming up on the 1,300 marker. Doesn't matter how you burn your calories, it just matters that you burn your calories. And you want to stay in a steady state. So we got 50 calories left to burn. 130 on the heart rate right now. So we're doing it. All right, y'all. Coming up on 40 calories to go. Bring our zone back up a bit. Keep pushing through it. Tell you what, I am ready to get some calories back in and get a shower too. I'm all sweaty. Thinking about making a chicken sandwich for lunch. Sounds good. They haven't had the buns that I've been getting recently at the grocery store. So I've been getting this bread. I might start making my bread homemade. Just gotta come up with a good recipe for it. $34 active calories to go before we hit the 1,300 marker. coming up on it. Little weights in our hand. 122 on the heart rate. Zone 2. Now we have 30 active calories left. I already got to pee again too. But we'll do that at the end of this. No point in doing it when you only have 30 active calories left. Out of electrolytes. Down the hatchet, as they say. "25 active calories to go." We'll probably finish at 2 hour and 40-minute marker. All right. 20 active calories to go. 124 on the heart rate. 2 hours and 38 minutes in. Excuse me. Good calories burn. Good calories burn. Had a good time. 15 to go. Doesn't take too much time to burn 15 calories. Two hours and 39 minutes in. Active heart rate 122 beats per minute. 1,288 active calories burned. So we got 12 to go. Like I said, I'm ready to get some calories back in. That chicken sandwich is looking mighty nice right now on my head. 10 calories to go. Pushing through. And we'll be at 1,300 before you know it. $12.92. 7 to go. $12.93. We're going to start slowly bringing our heart rate back down. It's 11:11. We made pretty good time. Slowly bring it down to zone 1. We have 5 active calories left, y'all. So I'm going to slow this pedal down. Slow it down. That's all that is. 3 calories left. We're at 111. The lowest end is zone 2 for me. Slow it down. 1 calorie to go. Now we're going to get real slow with it. Enjoy that. And just like that, y'all, that didn't take long at all, huh? Only 2 hours and 40 minutes. Sometimes we do it a little quicker, like 2 hours and 30 minutes, but Doesn't matter as long as you get it done. The time of day doesn't matter when you do cardio. None of that matters. It just matters that you do it. So I'll show you all the results here. 1,300 active calories burned, as you see there. As always, y'all, I appreciate y'all tuning in for another one. That's another day of cardio. So until the next one, much love, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in, and peace. Not be able to reconnect.